Hello Aquarius, how you doing? Welcome to your energy tarot reading here on the Astroflower, going from the 2nd to the 8th of June. If you've seen the messages from energy, which we have on our channel, you'll know that we're going to be going into earth energy, followed by water and fire. And I tell you what, this week here is an incredibly good week for you, not just in the way for the elements and how the elements play into your Astroflower, but where they're actually situated. So there's a real progression process that goes on within the energy this week through your Astroflower. It should help you with any sort of plan of actions in regards to business projects, personal life, and so forth. Okay, yes, you would have also seen on the energy update, it's all about taking one's place, and that elements within your sign and that energy really does back it up, that sort of energy. It could have something to do with the fact that we've got Pluto in Aquarius now, and I personally think we've stepped into the age of Aquarius, but whatever it is, it seems to be really blowing in your favour. I'm really looking forward to your reading today. Obviously, we went into the chakra sequencing and got a message from the energy. So we're going to do the same for you now, and then we're going to go into the elements and pull a few cards to see if we can round it all off. So I'm lucky enough to be sat on an energy line here that runs through this property. So it's easy to connect to the energy. It doesn't have to be on a line. You can connect to energy anywhere. We're all connected permanently. It just helps in the way of flows of energy. So first things first, let's just find that neutral point, which is the starting point for any energy work we want to do. If you want to know about finding your point zero energy, please have a look on our channel. You'll find the video titled as such. Okay, there we go. We're finding that point zero. It's really lovely when you find the point zero, and I recommend it every single day. I think it's going to be the biggest tool and friend in your life in the future as energies change enormously. So we have that sort of connection point here. Really nice energy flowing through. We've already got the root and the crown. So for you here, Aquarius, and I can understand this, the root seems to be much more powerful than the crown chakra at the moment, because that is actually one chakra. That's the front and that's the back, or that's the back and that's the front. Depends how you look on life. But it is actually only one chakra, the root and the crown chakra. And they go in tandem with one another. The root chakra seems to be taking on board I would like to say seriousness of the event, but it's not. It may be here. It's just a case of, don't forget about the funny side of life, sort of side. But it's really solid in the positioning that it takes. It may mean a little bit of positioning needed on the relationship side, emotional side, friends, family, and so forth. Sometimes it might be, normally you might have to take the front seat, as it were, the front stage. And here the energy is sort of, and certainly with the root chakra, is sort of saying, maybe not. Maybe just hold back, sort of thing. The crown chakra is very balanced. I think this comes through the clear vision of what needs to be done, and it's coming from a root. It's coming from somewhere really solid within you. And therefore it makes the clear vision of how things that you would like things to be, to become a lot more matter of fact in a way. It's really sort of like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And this is really ties in very beautifully from the messages from energy. Okay, it's on the move now. Just don't take on too much. I think that's reiterating from the root. Don't try and be the 10 of Wands scenario. Okay, as it transfers, this is where we come into the light. It's really light energy and it's playing beautifully with the crown chakra as well. Here we're in your sacrum, so we're in the fundamental desires of what you wish to accomplish in your life, and it should be joyous, it should be fun. And this week here, I think if you get into the idea of putting simple things in place so they work and it brings in benefits for you, not just financially, obviously, but also sort of emotionally, spiritually, everything like that seems to be based upon sort of kind of going, yeah, this is how it should be and this is how it's going to be. Sort of attitude is really, but just being very light about it. Very beautiful energies coming out the sacrum there. And as I said, it does play slightly with the crown chakra as well. Let's just see what's going on. It's on the movement. Here we go. We're into the throat chakra and the third eye. And yeah, there is joy to be had, certainly within the, I think more so within the, it plays in tandem. This is very much like the synchronicities of the chakras in the general reading, which came out on Wednesday. And, it's the ideas that are provoking comical comments. So being joyous in the communication that you have with people around you. But and this is where the root chakra comes into play, always, and the sacrum, always in consciousness about, the outcome, the goals, the result of the pathway that you are walking upon. And sometimes you need to sort of like, say things that just kind of that just sit there, and it's like, yeah, that's the way it is. And also, don't trouble your mind or your visions with ifs and buts and maybes and stuff like that. I think keeping it very sort of simple, straight and serious, I think is going to bring you great rewards. Okay, what other chakra do we have there for you? Come back to the root. And sometimes you've got to allow yourself a bit of freedom to try things that you're not, a little bit out, I wouldn't say out of your comfort zone, but, trying things for new. It could even be just like someone inviting you to a restaurant, and you go to a restaurant and it's not at all the sort of food that you would normally eat. And so being open to that and sort of kind of, enjoying the experience, so you can, you're logging in the future and kind of going, actually, I really like that type of food. That sort of thing. So you can open doors of pleasures within your life. Okay, but it does come down to the solar plexus. Now, this is sometimes the difficult part, I think, you're going to find with that earth energy that we were talking about that was coming through the messages from energy, of when to push and when not to push your force, basically, upon everything. And I think that comes in really at the end of the situation, really. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be a leading force. It's very much like a backing you up force, with confidence and so forth. So you can say that thing and then move on without having to sort of explain and everything like that, or nail it in, as it were, with a great deal of force. I think just the courage and the confidence that you have naturally within you, once you start following the plan that is good for you, is going to work like a treat. Okay? But sometimes it's going to need you to be serious with yourself. That's all. Okay? So you don't try and take on the entire woes and worries of the world. Okay? And then it comes back to the crown and the root, so we're back into the normal flow of energy. So yeah, really good vibrations going through your chakras. If you can, once you go back and you replay that rhythm there, once you start a project, so let's say you wanted to invite someone out for a meal, you start with that idea of that crown and that root and being grounded in where you're going to start with. And that's when you can have you allow the fundamental pleasures of meeting this person and discovering about this person, discovering things that correspond with your fundamental desires. And that's when you can then allow your sacrum to really enjoy the moment of the connection with the person. And then following on from that, you get the third eye and the throat chakra, so then the communication becomes more important. And then you can follow through this rhythm with the solar plexus, which will allow you to almost put a rubber stamp on kind of saying, yeah, actually, I like being with this person. This could go somewhere. And then you follow that rhythm even further, and it expands in your relationship with the other person. And this is how the best way to get into a rhythm with the energy in your personal life. And you can also apply this in your physical life, in anything that you do. There will be the moments for the root, the moments for the sacrum, the moments for the third eye and the throat chakras. and the moment for the solar plexus. And once you start applying it, actually, it's going to be a lot easier for you to do things in life. And with this progressional energy that comes through you on your Astroflower, this could be a week where you turn a rough diamond into a beautiful jewel, basically. It's really, really nice. Let's just connect with energies and see if we can get a message from the energies for you. Okay, finding that point 0 again. There it comes there. The auras start jumping out all over the place. Energy starts jumping out. Okay, so let's get in there. Okay, the message that is coming through from the energy at the moment is more of a case of lead by example. Not do as I say, but more do as I do sort of scenario here. And I wouldn't worry about people who can't, and it's like, it's showing rather than it's showing whilst you're doing, but it's like you're not worried about whether they've taken notice or not, because that's not why you're here. It's whether they take notice or not of the situation is their own pathway. If they don't take notice, they will probably lose contact with you as you go forward. But that's not necessarily a bad thing for them, not necessarily a bad thing for you. But also being attentive to the responses of people around you will help you to nurture those sort of connections that you can have with people and even jobs, business and projects, anything that is around you. But you need to lead by your own personal example. That's what it seems to be on the way of messages from energy for you. So let's just have a look at those elements. Thanking you very much, energy. Let's have a look at those elements that are going through you. Here's your Astroflower. Now, I created the Astroflower. I started creating it when I started doing healing sort of like 30 odd years ago, and noticing the repeating rhythms and things. So I created something, and this is really sort of like a personal world development tool, really. And it helps us to sort of like explore life on a completely different sort of level. So this is your Astroflower. So you have this fixed fixed water. No, it's not. It's fixed air at the surface. I do apologise. Fixed air at the surface with that water at the base. Because that is what your sign is. But you do have this, as you can well see, this mutable water that comes in from Pisces, which is just next to you. And you have that cardinal earth as well that comes in there. The other thing you might well notice is that you don't actually have any earth apart from this section here. Now that's the main elements that's coming through the energies at the moment. And I think this is what it's saying here. So the only earth that's coming through is cardinal earth, which comes from Capricorn, and it's very much tied into your here and now. Look at that most fertile crossing point with earth and water within there. So in the here and now, that is that cardinal earth within you that is giving you that strength to lead by example, or by your example. And you're allowing that example to come out in your life, on your relationship side, on what you're cultivating, and what you're actually doing on the here and now to put it into action on your financial side. On the other side, on the base here, you do have this beautiful crossing of fire and a water, which is the other two backing up elements. And this is fantastic for the foundation work that's going on your karmic path and your synchronicities with the outside world. That cardinal fire really gives you a passionate direction in your relationship side. So I think these two petals here are certainly worth looking at in the way of tarots, and also your future self and how you convert it. On your financial side, different kettle of fish here. This is maybe where it's very much more sort of clear-minded sort of words that need to be said about business, project, career paths and so forth, because you have the mutable water with the mutable air here, and there's fixed water with the fixed air. Now that fixed water with fixed air, or air with water as it were, is you. That is your sign. And in that petal, it plays incredibly well. So it plays incredibly well for synchronicities in the world around you. And within those synchronicities, I think you need to be very clear with the outside world in the way in which you communicate, but also very clear in yourself. So it's clear in the mind, so you're projecting exactly what you wish to be achieving in the future. And then it does play out with the mutable fire, because that mutable air gets converted into mutable fire from Sagittarius, helps you to do the connection from the past to the future and into that fertile section there. So I do think we should pull a few cards on this transition section here and on that interaction with the world around you. Let's start on the relationship side, because I think this is there's a lot more joy in that side. Not that there's no joy on the financial side. I think there is. I think there's satisfaction. I think there's conviction as well within the financial side. And on the relationship side, it's much more about curiosity, I think. Let's just have a see what's going on with that cardinal energy. Five of Swords. Yeah, it is your karmic path to step into your path and take yourself away from those complicated situations that, may have been causing you headaches in the past. Absolutely beautiful for you. You've got that cardinal water that comes in from Capricorn. That's giving you that emotional direction. And that cardinal fire that comes in from Aries is giving you the passion to sort of say, yeah, I don't want to put up with this anymore. In the synchronicities with the outside world, we've got the fixed fire with the fixed water. Look at that. That is what's backing you up around you. I think it's where your solar plexus interconnects with everything that is around you. That gives you that backing force, and 7 is a number of revelation. So it's revealing to you as you put your force into your relationship, emotional or spiritual path. What it's saying here is I think the connections with the world around you will know what connections are creative or constructing something, and what is worth walking away from. I don't think you have to walk away from it, as I said earlier on. I think you just need to follow your passions, follow what really makes you tick and opens you up, and trying new things. So let's have a look and see what's going on in this beautiful energy here, because you've got the combination between earth, fire and water within that section there. Let's see what's going on there. I'm not surprised. Judgment. This is you finding your calling, finding who you are and getting into that rhythm of life, getting into the rhythm with another person. And any complications you might have had in the past, don't even get involved with them. Don't carry the world upon your shoulders. This is the time to walk to your future rather than anything else. And look at that. You get the Four of Wands, like a marriage card. It's the celebration, it's the coming together of one plan and another, between your plan and another person's plan, in a very celebratory sort of way. And this is your future here. And this is also the fertile crossing, going into this fertile crossing that's just under the here and now. It's a real sort of beautiful coming together of you and maybe several other people. It may be you in a group doing an activity, but it could be one person, a particular person. Let's just have a look at that and see what's going on there. Well, it's got the 8 of Pentacles. Could be concerned with a little bit, I don't want to say work, but I think you're going to enjoy getting involved, actually, more than anything else. And you're going to feel very sort of wanted, and it's going to be very practical relationships, sort of kind of going, this really works on multitudes of levels, not just joy of being with you, but we actually, we run the house in a similar sort of way, or we do the similar sort of activities. It's really nice, really good unison. And as I say, it could be more than one person. Let's just see what's going on the financial side. This conversion from the past into the future, anything that you've been trying to work on, career path and so forth. Yeah, look at that. You get the 3 of Pentacles. Now, the 3 of Pentacles is a fantastic card of working with other people, appreciating the good quality work of others, and others were appreciating your good quality work. And that's because you're being straight about what you're putting out there, and therefore you're going to be straight about what you're getting back as well. And it seems to be a very good connection between you and groups or businesses going for a job and so forth. It is going to bring some great amount of joys. That's what I said earlier on. There is huge amounts of joys in this transition. whatever you're working for now, I think you need to start bringing other people into the fold, and that's going to open up the possibilities of great futures for you. In the connection here where you have the cardinal earth going across, you have the Four of Cups. Yeah, I think it's streamlining. I think here is, you've already been down a path here, and it's almost as kind of going, oh, this is going the same way. But if you activate it and you change it and you sort of like start investing in others as well as yourself, all of a sudden, I think you'll find yourself with the Ace of Cups rather than the Four of Cups. And I think this is, don't look to the past, look to your future. With joy, open up to it, to that Nine of Cups. See things in a different light. And that goes really well on your relationship side as well. I think there's going to be nothing but joy for you, Aquarius, once you start allowing yourself to live. Absolutely brilliant for you, Aquarius. So, yes, there you go. Thanking you very much for being here with us. I hope you get the best out of these readings. Don't forget about the messages from energy that came out on our channel, and we also have the live on Sunday night at 2100 hours UK time, where we have questions and answers, and you're more than we tend to find the solutions together within the Astroflower family. So it'd be lovely to see you there. Thanking you for all your support, subscribing, sharing, and all of that malarkey. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.